What up, y'all? It's the homie Dame, and this is the Homie Talks, the segment on my channel where I ramble on about whatever topic is on my mind, usually related to anime and manga, but sometimes not. So I've been watching some anime recently, as one does, and I was watching that new World's Finest Assassin Isekai, kind of talking to my friends about it, and one of them said something like this.
Oh, I love isekais like Mushoku Tensei and World's Finest Assassin.
To which I replied, oh dope, you should check out the Slime Isekai then.
I can't fantasize about being stepped on by waifus if I'm a slime.
Now obviously he was just playing around, I think, but it got me thinking about the idea of self-inserting in anime and how it's such a prevalent trend in anime fans to really identify as characters in these Japanese cartoons to whatever effect. Maybe it's for the power fantasy. You want to be Deku, just a regular powerless kid, gets the opportunity to be a hero, and then so his victories feel like your victories. Maybe you want to be an edgy, genius, 200 IQ, 4D chess type guy, so you self-insert as Kiyotaka, and when he does something clever, you feel like you did something clever. Maybe you want to be a stud and feel like all the girls want you, even though you're a regular lame-ass dude, so you identify with Issei, and when all the girls want his dick, you think, damn, even losers like me can get laid. Or maybe you just want a fresh start at life, so you see someone like Rudius getting to experience a whole new world from birth, and you get to experience it with him. Audience insert characters, dog. It's not something that's unique to anime. Movies have plenty of everyman characters that general audiences can relate to. It makes you have a connection to the movie if the main character that we follow is someone just like you. Luke Skywalker, just some kid from a boring planet who wants adventure and excitement. You know, what kid wouldn't be sold on that? Sarah Connor, just some waitress whose struggles any college kid can relate to. Thomas Anderson, you know, someone working a soul-sucking 9 to 5. What corporate wage slave isn't enticed by the idea of something exciting pulling you away from your dead-end job? People who write movies and tell stories and make anime know that audiences like us like watching characters we can relate to. We self-insert as them and thus experience the story as them. Audience inserts. What I noticed though is that anime and manga really play into the idea of creating blank slates for the audience to latch on to and kind of self-insert as. This is a trend that I think we've seen become, you know, even more prevalent in recent years because of the anime that's focused on a lot of otaku wish fulfillment. You know what I mean? Like, how many rom-coms have you seen where the protagonist is just your average high schooler with nothing special about him, or an isekai with a similar premise? Characters who don't fit this mold are at the very least looked at as unicorns, and at the very worst, they're actively disliked. Again, only by people who care about that sort of thing in the first place. Now, here's the first question I have. Does a character need to be similar to you in order for you to be able to relate to them? And, you know, even further than that, put yourself in their shoes to experience their story for yourself. You know, self-inserting. I don't know how it is for y'all, but I don't need to relate to characters to like them. They just have to be interesting for me to watch. For example, I'm clearly not black. I know, surprise, surprise. I'll never really know what it's like to be a black person, but I can still watch a movie like Get Out and find the main character interesting and his story compelling. It's because of this reason that I can watch cowardly characters like Takemichi and not get frustrated with him. It's not me out there that's fucking up. I'm just watching his story. It's also why I can love piece of shit characters like Mami. It ain't happening to me. I just want a good story. On the other hand, I can see why a lot of anime stories are so blatant with their creation of characters that the audience can self-insert as. A lot of the times, that's the whole fun of it. I mean, there are people who grew up bullied and picked on, just like, Naruto, so they self-insert as him, and when he gets a big win and earns people's respect, they feel that same satisfaction. And by extension, it means when people clown on him online, or even if the show itself disrespects him, like what's happening in Boruto right now, it feels like a personal attack on them, because they are Naruto. I don't know, see, I'm not really trying to make a point here. It's just an observation I had about a storytelling trend that's common these days. There's a lot of fun to be had in self-inserting as someone like Kirito, and oh my god, I'm the most kick-ass person ever, and look, I got this badass, hot gamer waifu Asuna. I can see how people would have fun with that fantasy. That's the magic of storytelling. And I think the reason it's so much more prevalent in anime and manga as opposed to live action film is because the otaku industry is much more shameless about pandering to their fans' tastes. Because, you know, they gotta sell stuff. Merch, body pillows, figurines, manga, light novels, whatever. So it makes sense to create stories and characters that fulfill the audience fantasies. Again, man, nothing wrong with that. It's all part of the fun. There's still plenty of other stories out there with, you know, actual characters who are written for the story and not written to serve as a self-insert or an audience insert. Also, there are plenty of audience insert characters that are just interesting on their own. For example, you know, it's easy to self-insert as Futaro, so you can fulfill your fantasy of having hot quintuplets and teach them schoolwork. But if you're like me and you don't do that type of thing, you can still experience the story as a third party and see that Futaro is a great character in his own right, with quirks and personality traits that make him fun to watch or, you know, read about. So yeah, that's my rambling speech about self-inserting. Let me know if that's something y'all like to do. Like I said, no shame. It can be fun. I mean, you know, y'all know who I be self-inserting as. Okay, and to end the episode off, I'm gonna read some more randomly selected viewer questions. As always, if you want to send me some questions to read in a future Homie Talks episode, send them to askthehomie.damian@gmail.com. I get a lot, so don't be upset if I don't read yours. I literally just pick them at random to read, and you know, you never know, I could get to it in a future episode. Okay, first question. The subject says, "Hi Dames, I stan Haru." Okay. First of all, I love your Homie Talk series, and whenever you post, I watch it while studying. Also, my name's Jimmy. Have fun pronouncing that. Okay, hold on. Now that makes me think I'm pronouncing it wrong. How would you say Jim? I'm thinking Jimmy, but could it be Jaime, Jimai, what? I'm gonna stick with Jimmy. But anyways, you seem to like the Persona series since you've stated so on multiple occasions and hang out in LeBlanc while doing your talks, although you don't really fancy the Persona fan base. So I'd just like to stoke the fire and ask, which game, all spin-offs included, is your favorite Persona game? Also, as a bonus, I want to ask your top 5 list for your favorite Persona characters. Love your vids and hope you keep making dumb, funny videos for our entertainment. Also, English isn't my first language, so if I use something wrong, apologies. Ooh, are you like Korean or something? I don't know. I might be completely wrong, but that's just the first guess I made. Alright, cool. Thank you for the question, Jimmy. And it is true. I do like the Persona series quite a bit. And as for what my favorite game is, Persona 5. Not the most controversial choice. I think I've said it before on here. But yeah, it's just because it's the most streamlined gameplay wise. As far as story and characters go, obviously they're great, but there are Persona games that, you know, outdo it, especially in the character area. I don't know, sometimes I can be a real style over substance guy, and Persona 5 definitely got that style. You know, I can't not love just the aesthetic of it and just how slick and cool looking it is. Everything from the menus. I mean, if you've played the game, you know how cool it looks, and just the combat itself feels so fresh and stylish and cool. But yeah, I think Persona 4 has like a better cast in my opinion. Persona 3 has a better story, and Persona, the first 2 Personas have kind of better gameplay. It's a little dated now, but at the time it was a lot of fun. But yeah, Persona 5 just has so many like quality of life things that make it better. It's just, like I said, so streamlined, and it feels good to play, and it feels good to experience as a story. Also, as a bonus, I want to ask your top 5 list for your favorite Persona characters. Yeah, so I was actually gonna do this as a video. It was gonna be like a new thing I did, because I had a plan to do a tier list for every single named JoJo character, but there's like 900 of them, so that one took forever to film. And so I was gonna do the same thing with the Persona series. Every single Persona game, every named character in it, I was gonna do a tier list. But yeah, I could do a little sneak preview, a little top 5. Okay, so I guess what I can do is do my favorite character from each of the 5 mainline games. So starting with Persona 5, my favorite Persona 5 character is Ann, because I love her empowerment storyline, even though they kind of throw that away for the rest of the game. But they do that with every character's arc, so it's fine. I like how she's like the strongest mage in the party. She does the most magic damage. And I like the Twin Tails. My favorite Persona 4 character is Rize, and I've talked about her before. I like that she's an idol. I like that she's voiced by Laura Bailey, and I just like that, you know, she's a big simp. she's just a simpy ass girl. My favorite Persona 3 character is Yukari. I'm a big sucker for a nice tsundere. And I mean, she's not that good gameplay wise, but she's a fun character to have around. She's kind of an asshole, but I kind of like that too. My favorite Persona 2 character, oh Jesus, can I even remember any? I like Lisa. I like that she's got kind of the same simp energy that Rize has. And she's actually a good character gameplay wise too. Okay, my favorite Persona 1 character, oh my god. Eriko, I guess. I like her occult otaku side. I think that was kind of fun. Yeah, it is Eriko, because she has like some weeby outburst moments when she gets her persona. That's kind of cute. Yeah, Eriko. So yeah, those are in no particular order. I don't know if that's really my top 5 favorite Persona characters. They're all girls. I know. Don't leave me alone, man. All right, thanks for the question, Jimmy. Let's read one more question for the homie talks. Yo, Damian. Yo. Big fan of the channel. You can call me Ryan, by the way. Thank you for putting your names, y'all. Otherwise, I'm gonna come up with some random ass name for you. My friends and I are younger, so we grew up on new gen anime, but recently I've been getting into older stuff. I try to get my friends to watch with me, but they don't even give it a chance, saying, "Ew, it's so old," etc. How can I get my friends to appreciate the older classics like Cowboy Bebop and Evangelion? Thanks. Also, I know you hate to hear it, but I'm hyped for you to see Stone Ocean. LMAO. Yeah, I'm kind of hyped too. That's actually a really good question. You know what? I see this a lot because you guys know I'm a big film fan. I'm not gonna call myself a movie buff, but I do like a lot of movies. And, I've always had a hard time convincing my friends to watch older movies, especially since I like some really, really old stuff. Like, one of my favorite directors of all time is Akira Kurosawa, and one of my favorite films from him is Seven Samurai, and that shit is from like 1950. It's in black and white. It's a weird aspect ratio. I think it looks beautiful, but to a modern movie-going audience, I can see why people would be like, what the fuck is this boomer film? So I understand the same thing happens with anime too. A lot of people will look back at, what did you say? You said Cowboy Bebop, Evangelion, and be like, this is old, this wasn't, where is the MAPPA animation? This don't look like no Demon Slayer to me. And it's like, you know what? You're so wrong, but I understand. If you're like me or like kind of the friends I hang around with, it's easier to deal with that kind of stuff because, we're fans of the art form, the craft of filmmaking, or, in this case, animation and just storytelling in general. So it doesn't matter when the movie was made, because there's benefits to watching old stuff and there's benefits to watching new stuff. Because again, I've said this before, eventually one day all the stuff that you love today will be old. And 20 years from now, are you going to say you don't like your favorite anime anymore because it's 20 years old? Maybe you will. Maybe your taste will change. But in general, how much enjoyment you get from something should not have to do with the time period that it was made or the technological constraints that it has. At the same time, you can't really force people to like things. So when you're talking about how can I get my friends to watch old stuff with me, if people don't want to watch something, that's what it is. Trust me, if I could, I would be getting everybody to watch Monogatari and Kill la Kill, but I know that that's not, you can't really force something like that on people. It's like skydiving, you could be up on that plane and ready to jump, and it's true, somebody can just push you right into it and be like, fuck you, but that kind of fucks up the experience, because now you feel like you're forced into it as opposed to just you being the one to make the choice to take the jump. As far as getting people to like older stuff, I guess you could just ask your friends what's keeping them from watching older stuff in the first place. If they're like, oh, the animation looks so dated, I can't get with that older art style. You could just explain to them that, hey, it's an acquired taste, just because, it looks a little bit dated doesn't mean it can't have its moments of beauty, because you can look back at, you mentioned Cowboy Bebop, where there are just such beautiful created scenes that you wouldn't be able to see these days because of the different animation techniques and different art styles. You could also say something like, hey man, it's not all about the animation. I know that anime is a visual medium. It's just like film. We have to see things in addition to hearing, but listen, listen, man, storytelling doesn't change, man. There are great storytellers now, and there are great storytellers back then who create, genius scripts and engaging dialogue and compelling characters. That stuff doesn't change, no matter if it's, 5 years ago, 50 years ago, whatever. And, if they say something like, oh, you know what, the fights don't look as good because it's old, then maybe just stop being friends with those people, because it would be funny if you had somebody like this who doesn't who's like, I don't want to watch old anime, but they don't know shit about older anime, so you show them something like Evangelion and be like, yeah, this came out in 2019. It just looks old because it's a stylistic choice. It's an arts, they're paying homage to the 90s. You watch this new anime that definitely just came out. And imagine they love it. They're like, oh my god, this is so different and experimental. It looks so crazy. Because that's how a lot of people are. They just see the date that the anime came out, and they already make a judgment on it based on that. So it'd be funny if you could pull off a little deception play like that or something. I don't know. Convince them that Cowboy Bebop came out in 2020 if they didn't know any better. And that maybe you could get them to watch it that way. Because it's not like there are shows out these days that don't have terrible animation too. It's like, a show like Cowboy Bebop would shit on the animation of Seven Deadly Sins. And if it's an art style thing, there are still shows today that have an older anime art style. It's something that doesn't change. Something like Fruit Basket still looks like something from the 2000s. But yeah, man, that's such an interesting question and an interesting situation you're in. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really have that problem anymore because the friends I hang out with, we all like the same shit. And I don't know, man. I just never understood that mentality where it's like, what's the cutoff? A show that's 5 years old is fine, but a show that's 6 year old, that's too old. It's like, I don't know, man. It's like good writing is good writing, and good characters are good characters. I don't know. You know what I'm gonna do, y'all? I'm gonna do a commentary series, going back, a throwback commentary on older anime shows, like Evangelion or some shit. And I'm gonna put y'all on, dude. I'm gonna put y'all on to some good shit. But yeah, Ryan, if they don't want to watch older stuff, you can't really make them. You can't force people to like what you like. But do the suggestions I said if you want to try and ease them into it, or even if you want to finesse them into it by deceiving them. I don't know. Yeah. Thanks for the question, though. All right, y'all, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that. Follow me on Twitter because I'm tweeting. Donate to Patreon because I need money. That's the video. Peace.